Welcome everyone. My name is Waleed from the Geek House Show, as you know, and we are with one of my favorite voice actors of all time, Mr. Troy Baker. How are you today?
I'm wonderful. That's very kind of you to say. Thanks, man.
I mean, look, I say this as a personal preference, and I'm sure our audience as well. You've done legendary performances. Joel from The Last of Us is amazing, maybe one of a kind. And I wanted to ask you a little bit about these different things. You've done, of course, the Arkham Knight and the Arkhamverse. So now with this Suicide Squad versus the Justice League, where do you personally think the Arkham Knight is? What is the continuation of his story? Where does he fit in that sort of world?
I don't know if he does. And I think that what Rocksteady's trying to do is, I'm speaking for them. I don't want to assume anything, but I always really appreciate any studio that says, yes, we did this, now we're wanting to do this, and trying to move on from something that has been even wide, as successful as what the Arkham world was for them. I think that we told a very complete story with Arkham Knight. It would be hard for me to see anybody want to go back and continue Arkham without Kevin. We were fortunate enough for also, obviously in Arkham Origins, to represent those characters in a younger way. So you have Roger Craig Smith doing an incredible job as Batman and pointing to where that character was going to go in the Arkhamverse. And same thing with me, with a younger version of Mark Hamill. But I think that what they're trying to do now with the Suicide Squad is to expand not only themselves as a studio, but also expand that world beyond the stories that they've already told.
Right. It's a very loved franchise, of course. Now, of course, another very much loved franchise is The Last of Us. And now there are the talks of the third part. And I know, of course, if you knew something, you might not be able to tell us, but where do you personally want to see the story? Of course, we saw what happened in the first part and then the second part. I do believe maybe personally that there is, of course, room for Joel somehow, but I want to hear about you.
I mean, these characters have meant so much to me over the last decade. And what I see here when I come to a show like this and literally around the world, to be able to see how these stories, these characters have impacted people. Clearly, there's more stories to be told. I also look at what the HBO series is now doing, and it's expanding on that world. And what we did with The Last of Us Part 2 is we started to expand it even further. Now we're including Abby into the story and showing how not only did this world impact a lot of other people, but these characters impacted other people. So I have no idea what story Neil wants to tell. When he's ready to share with me, he will. But I do believe that these characters have impacted the world, and this world is filled with other people. So I think that we could potentially see a story that doesn't just have to be the people that you've seen, but there could be new people that you haven't.
That's wonderful. I'm sure we're looking forward to it. Speaking of the future as well, we have Indiana Jones coming in. Can you tell us a little bit of what we can expect? How is it to embody such another legendary character by the great Harrison Ford? And is there any more things we should look out for in the future?
We're going to be showing more of the game in due time. It is, speaking to the challenge, I've been the biggest fan of Indiana Jones since I was a kid. I first saw this movie in the theaters. I saw Raiders in the theaters when I was 5 years old. So this is a very near and dear character, near and dear franchise to me as well. Everybody that worked on the game approached it with that much respect. It's been one of the biggest challenges I've ever made as an actor. I'm really, really proud of it, and I just hope that people enjoy it.
Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure.